Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So we have done the general rest of 2021 video, we have done the love life in the rest of 2021 video, and now it is time to take a look at your career and finances in the rest of 2021. So whenever you happen to stumble upon this video, this is going to show you what changes, challenges, offers, and opportunities you can expect from right now until the end of this year. So there are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is Vanadinite. Number 2 is Bismuth. Number 3 is Spirit Quartz. And number 4 is Blue Aventurine. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Vanadinite, this is going to be a reading all about your career and finances from right now until the end of 2021. So let's just get right into it. The very first oracle card that I have for you guys, my intention was just for this to be any message from your guides that they would like you to know with regards to your career. I wanted to leave it kind of open, so let's see what message they have for you. The very first message that's coming up is psychic abilities. So right away, the first interpretation that I'm getting from this, and maybe this is just for a specific few of you, but this can be a confirmation for those of you who have felt called to a career in spirituality, a career that allows you to use your psychic gifts. So if you guys have been thinking of starting a channel, for example, or sharing your readings, or opening up a spiritual shop of any kind, this could be confirmation that you would be a very good fit for that, and that it's time to get started with that plan, or to start investing more time and energy into it. And maybe even if you weren't considering it before, some of you might want to consider developing your psychic abilities, because I think you would really be a natural at it for relaying information and helping people through your psychic abilities. Interesting. Oh, and also on a more broader note, this could be showing you guys using your psychic abilities and using your intuition to make decisions regarding your career this year, as well as even finding answers and solutions to problems at work through intuitive hits. So this is showing me you guys will have a lot of divine support when it comes to like navigating problems in your career, making financial decisions. A lot of that might be coming to you through dreams, for example, or just through like epiphanies, moments of claircognizance where you just know what to do. I feel like your third eye is going to be very, very sharp throughout the rest of this year. And one other thing that I was picking up with this, and again, this could just be a specific message for some of you, but I feel like you guys by the end of this year, either a new person is going to come into your work, or you will discover that somebody you've been working with is also into spirituality, and it's going to be like a nice, pleasant surprise. You didn't know that about them, and now it's really cool because you can bond and you have things to talk about. And I'm also hearing like it could ease the tension between the two of you. Maybe it's like somebody you once felt kind of intimidated by, like your boss, for example. You're scared, you want to impress them, and then one day you learn like, oh my gosh, my boss also is into tarot, or my boss also watches pick-a cards, or is also into astrology, or something like that. And it just, I don't know how to explain it, but it just makes you feel more at ease around them, I guess, because there's something you can bond about, and it's just a nice little surprise. Like you're not alone in your spirituality, and you can discuss about it at work without feeling like alone or weird or something like that. So many different ways to interpret this card, but that's what I'm seeing for you guys starting off. I think this is really nice image as well. Maybe this is one of the first times I've seen it because it's really like popping at me. Okay, so moving on to our next oracle cards now. As you can see, I have 2 cards from each deck that I have pulled cards from. And what I want to do in this part of the reading is have them on two sides. On this side, we will have your current energy, or the energy that your guides are encouraging you to be in currently. And then on this side, we will have your energy of the end of the year, so that we can see in what ways you're developing and what is changing in your career. So from the spirit animal deck, for your current energy, we have the peacock. And for your end of year energy, we have the otter. And with these cards, I also wanted to take a look at the elements that we have, because this could be indicating a significant time frame for us. So for the peacock, we have the element of air, and for the otter, we have the element of water. So if we're looking at the rest of 2021, this could be indicating between Libra and Scorpio season, which is, of course, an air season and water season. So that would be from the end of September to the end of November. This could be a very important time frame for you guys, where there's going to be some significant development or significant opportunity that is coming to you. So just keep that time frame in mind. One thing I'm noticing right away with the images is that I feel like these are kind of similar in that this person has their third eye here, and then the peacock, like obviously this is not a third eye, but these look like the peacock's eye, and it's like above his head. So I feel like there's emphasis for you guys on the third eye chakra or the crown chakra. So if you are not in a spiritual field of work, this is definitely indicating to me that you're going to be receiving some important visions about your career, or some important dreams about your career. You're going to be seeing it with your mind's eye or with your third eye. So if you guys have already had some dreams about your career, the path that you're supposed to take, I would not ignore them. They could be maybe prophecies or predictions. Yes. They could be future predictions of something that is going to actually happen, or be showing you the next step to take in your career. Definitely do not ignore your dreams and your visions, because your third eye is like on fire for the rest of this year. All right, so let's start over here with the peacock, because this is your current energy, or this is the energy that your spirit guides are encouraging you to be in order to get the most blessings out of your career. So when I think of the peacock, this is confidence, this is pride, this is like strutting your stuff. I'm thinking of the male peacock, I believe it is, who has like the big, beautiful, colorful tail, and will use it to show off and attract a mate. So this is your guides telling you that you need to, or you should be developing your confidence, and don't be afraid to go big. Don't be afraid to, they're even saying like, be a ham. Like you can be over the top a bit, you can exaggerate a bit to attract your ideal employer, your ideal business partner, your ideal clients. If I can give a few examples, if you're writing a resume, maybe, like, I'm not saying to lie on your resume, but you know, maybe embellish it a little bit, or be more confident, instead of writing like, oh, you know, I'm kind of experienced in this, I did this for a bit of time. Be like, I am excellent at this, I have extensive experience. Being confident is good, and you could vastly change the way you describe yourself just by how confident you are. And it's not like one is the truth and one is a lie. It's just that if you really believe in yourself, you're gonna push yourself, you're going to sell yourself. So make sure that you're not underselling your abilities and your talents, and don't feel like you're bragging or being cocky or whatever, because I feel like it's just going to come across like you're really confident and you really believe in what you can do. So for those of you who are writing like resumes, applications, cover letters, go big when you are selling yourself. Like maybe some of you guys are underestimating yourself, and that's why this peacock is coming up here. Really sell your skills. If you are a creator, go big with the visuals. Make sure that you have like catchy images and what is it called? Is it called copy? Like the phrases that you use to grab people's attention. Make sure that you have catchy phrases. Make sure that your thumbnails are popping. Do what you can to stand out from the rest. Maybe this is something that your guides want you to reflect on from now until the end of the year. How can I stand out in what I'm doing? How can I set myself apart from the rest so that people are like, wow, this person is special. I want to work with them. I want to hire them. Whatever it might be. don't be afraid to go above and beyond like that. And it takes a lot of confidence. So the peacock is encouraging you guys to be confident for sure. In the workplace even, what can you do to kind of, get noticed by your boss or get noticed by the decision makers, going above and beyond? And how can you be a little bit of a show off? Because the peacock definitely encourages you, like I said, to be a ham and to be a show off. You guys might even want to be like flattering your boss a little bit. And again, it's not about lying, but it's just about being remembered, being noticed, and putting yourself out there. You really want to make an impression. That's what I'm being shown with this peacock. And then for your energy at the end of the year, we have the otter, which I really, really love, because this energy is all about being playful. It's all about having fun and enjoying what you're doing. So I know for sure by the end of this year, if you're not already, you guys will definitely be in a job that you enjoy, or you'll be having a lot more fun in your existing job. The otter doesn't really take things too seriously and just focuses on enjoying the moment. And also his energy is like free of stress, free of jealousy, free of comparison. So I see you guys in a place where you're very proud of yourself, like the peacock shows, but you're not so caught up in like comparing your journey to other people's journey, or being very hard on yourself that you have to perform higher and higher. You're just enjoying it. You're just having fun. I feel stress fading away with this card. So if there's something that's been stressing you out in your career, I want to tell you that stressor will be gone by the end of this year. Whether that's your job is stressful, or your workload is stressful, or even lack of a job is stressful, whatever it might be for you guys, money worries, that's going to go away, and you're going to be able to celebrate and have fun by the end of this year. That is the otter's promise to you. All right, so let's move on to the rest of the oracle cards. From the next deck, we have defeat in your current energy, and make for your end of year energy. So looking at this defeat card, maybe there have been some things in the past, or there are even things currently that are stressing you out. You may be going through a hard time in your finances and career. Ever since getting this oracle deck, I draw a lot of parallels to the tarot cards when I look at it. And this reminds me of the star in tarot, because of course there is a star on it. I do feel that you guys, at least at one point, you had a very big dream for your future. You had very high hopes for your future, but it's tough out there in the world. And with this little spiral in the star's head, I feel like it's like you guys have big dreams and you're so hopeful, but you get confused. Like when you meet defeat after defeat, rejection after rejection, you get confused about what you're supposed to do. And I want to tell you with this make card, by the end of the year, that anything you have struggled with, you will recover from. There's something about like damages being repaired. So like if something took a blow to your confidence, that's going to be repaired. If something took a blow to your finances, that's going to be repaired. If all of this stuff going on in the world set back your plans, you're going to catch up. There's that feeling of recovery, or like damage being repaired and catching up. So everything's going to be okay for you guys. The camera timer just said 1, 2, 3, 4. So I feel like there's this like slowly building and making progress that's happening here. And with all of these hands coming together to make something, I really do feel like you are making progress this year. You're building something up from the ground. And all of these hands as well, it makes me think like there are many ways to achieve your goal. So this could be your guides telling you, just because one way didn't work, there are many, many other ways to get to where you want. So it's kind of like that, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Where there's a will, there's a way, all of those expressions. There are many ways to get to what you want. And I could even say with this make that you will be making something of these defeats. They will become a lesson. They will become something that makes you stronger. They will become something that ultimately makes you even more grateful when you do reach the goals that you were hoping for. So nothing has gone to waste, and you will make something of this, literally. So for your final oracle deck, in your current energy, yeah, this card says overcome your problems. There's a lot of messages about this coming out for you guys. You will overcome your difficulties. You will get over your problems. And then for your end of year energy, this says like have a strong heart that is, what's the word? Like immovable, or that cannot be shaken, like a strong, immovable heart. Maybe like firm or resolute, is that the word? Something like that, you know, a heart that is standing firmly and standing strong and cannot be moved. This is making me think of strength. This is making me think of resilience. So this is a big confirmation for you guys that whatever struggles you have been through, this is not like time and efforts going to waste. This is making you stronger. This is you developing a thick skin and becoming very resilient. There will be challenges in the future. Again, as long as we're living, we're going to come up to challenges and obstacles. But the next time you get hit with some obstacle, you're not going to be knocked down in the same way. You're going to be strong. You're going to know what to do. So this is making you stronger, smarter, more powerful. Wow. All right. So this is what I see from your oracle cards. So we're going to move on to the tarot section of this reading. Basically, I'm just going to lay out a row of tarot cards here, and we'll go through them in order as like a succession of events in your career from now until the end of the year. Over on this end will be things that are happening in the more near future, and over on this end will be things that are happening more towards the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to put a specific time frame on these events, but just keep in mind that we saw late September to late November could be when something very significant is happening for you. So with that said, let's take a look at our tarot cards. Ooh, and the first card that we have for you guys is the Ace of Water. This would be the Ace of Cups. Then we have the Four of Water. This would be the Four of Cups. Ooh, another Cups card. This is the Two of Cups. The Knight of Fire, or the Knight of Wands. And finally, the Nine of Air, or the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I love that we are starting off with the Ace of Cups. The Ace would represent a new beginning, so I do feel that, and yeah, this is very, very soon. This is like the first card. This is happening in the very near future for you guys, or maybe it's even already happened for some of you, where there is this beautiful new beginning in your career. This reminds me a lot of that Otter energy, where the stress has faded away and you are just enjoying yourself. This card says, oh, and this card also says spiritual growth and enhanced intuition. So there's so many messages about you guys developing your psychic abilities, and this helping you in your career in some way, or even you directly utilizing them in your career. There's a message in this card about falling in love. So I really think that you guys are loving what you're doing. You're really enjoying yourself. The Ace of Cups has in it this feeling of peace and harmony and bliss. I know there's always a little bit of stress in life. I don't know if it's realistic to say like nothing is stressing you out, but I think the type of stress you will be dealing with is like the good kind that pushes you to work harder, that makes you more productive, and that is like a fun challenge rather than, you know, draining you or making you feel completely discouraged. It's like, I guess I could say it's like a healthy level of stress that keeps you going. And at the end of the day, throughout your day, you're mostly feeling like enjoyment, fulfillment, happiness. This would also indicate a very good work-life balance, because the Ace of Cups is about taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, filling your own cup. So if you guys have been very stressed out with work or have a very heavy workload, I do see that this is going to subside. If you're moving into a new job, I want to reassure you that it's not going to be anything that you can't handle. You will have a very nice balance. You'll have time for your social life. You'll have time to yourself. You'll have time for your hobbies, and feel like a really well-rounded and balanced kind of energy in your life. Oh, and with this message of a new home, this could be talking about a new workplace, or this could be talking about you guys literally moving house. This is a reading about finance as well, so there could be a message in here for you guys who have been saving up to move into a nicer place, or if you've been saving up even to just purchase some new things for your home and have like a new home in that sense, meaning it's refreshed, it's renovated, it's redecorated. Maybe you're doing like some DIY projects in your home. This is indicating that you will have the funds to do that, and you'll also have the time to do that because you have a very balanced schedule. Okay, so I feel like I'm rambling a lot with this card, but there's just so many blessings to talk about here. And remember, this is the very first card that's appearing. So this means that if this isn't happening already, this is all going to be happening very, very soon. So you're loving what you're doing, you're having fun, you feel peace and balance in your life. And then we get to the Four of Water, which is the Four of Cups. There are two different ways to interpret this card. One of them is boredom, as this card says, discontentment or boredom. Now, this could be the case for a few of you. It seems kind of strange because you're loving what you're doing so much, but it might be a case of like you reach a plateau, you reach a point where you're not really feeling challenged anymore. Like, yes, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but maybe there's not a lot of growth, there's not a lot of challenges or opportunities to learn new things, and you're sort of thirsting to do something bigger. So the boredom could definitely apply to some of you, maybe not everybody. I'm feeling more it's the other interpretation, which is like you're missing some opportunity or you're missing some possibility. And what I'm thinking is that you're doing something that you love a lot, but it's like there's an opportunity for you to be excelling more or to be making more money and you're not seeing it. If I can just give a really like simple example, let's say there's a YouTuber who loves the content that they're making. They really enjoy running their channel, but they have no idea that the YouTube partner program exists. Like they had no idea that you could monetize your videos. And so it's like, yeah, you're doing this thing that you love, but like you could also be making this money in the process if you only knew, but you're not seeing this opportunity. So this could be your guides hinting that there's some way that you could be like generating more profit from what you're doing, or there's some way that you could be like moving up the ladder in your career that you're not really seeing. And maybe it's like you're getting very comfortable because, you know, it's like stress-free and you're enjoying what you're doing. Maybe some of you could just be getting like kind of comfortable, and this is spirit reminding you to keep pushing yourself and to keep seeking new challenges. But anyway, yeah, there's like an opportunity for growth or a new challenge that you guys, I feel, are not seeing. And maybe that's just something to keep in mind. And I do kind of want to be careful because I don't think it's healthy to always be thinking of like, how can I be making more money? How can I be progressing more? How can I be more productive? I think if we're always thinking like that, it can suck the joy out of what we're doing. And we don't want that because you found something that brings you so much joy. It would just suck to kill that by focusing more on like the money side of things or trying to outdo yourself all the time. But maybe just something to keep in the back of your mind, like, is there some way that I could be making more money in the process, even if it's like a passive way? Like, could I be monetizing this somehow? Maybe just keep that thought in the back of your mind, like as you're going about your work, because there you could be getting some extra pocket change, some extra spending money somehow. Maybe it's even like something that you do as a hobby and there's a way to monetize it that you're not seeing, or you haven't like been bold enough to put it out there yet. Just keep this Four of Cups in mind. Yes? Okay, so the next card that we have for you guys is the Two of Water, aka the Two of Cups. This is a card about relationships, about partnerships, about connections. I do believe this is representing someone that you will come into some kind of union or partnership with. It could be romantic. It doesn't have to be. You can take that if it resonates. It could also be a friend or a coworker or something. But I do believe that maybe this is the person who will open your eyes to this opportunity that you are not seeing. So, you know, back to the YouTuber example, you could meet somebody who finds out about what you're doing, and then they tell you, like, you know, there's a partner program, right? Like, you could be making money off of this. Maybe they do it themselves, and so you see them doing it, or they know somebody who does it. In some way, they're gonna tip you off. And I feel like they might even make an offer to work with you. They might invite you to come on board with them. Like, you know, you could be doing this with me. We could be making a lot of money. We could be moving up together. I do feel that you will be quite close with this person. I'm not sure if it's somebody you already know or somebody who will be newly coming into your life, but it will be more than just a professional partnership. When it comes to the Two of Cups, there is some level of like a personal bond or an intimate bond. So again, this could be somebody you develop romantic feelings for, or you develop a friendship with, but it's like you have this business rapport going on plus the personal relationship. And they're going to help you to see the ways in which you could be expanding, in which you could be making more money. And like I said, they might even offer, you know, to partner up with you, to work with you, to help you. Then we have the Knight of Fire. And this is interesting. I actually want to read what it says on this card. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So if I think about this previous Two of Cups, maybe it is many of you who will be receiving an offer from this person, like to come on board with them, or at least they're giving you like a very strong suggestion, because this Knight of Wands feels like a call to action, like a call for you to step up and take this opportunity which you didn't previously see. Now, this could be an opportunity to take on a new project, or an opportunity to move up in your current career, or to try something out even in like an adjacent field, an adjacent department. But there's some newness, and there's some unfamiliarity, and there's some form of like a leveling up. So it's kind of like a challenge, and you have to think like, whoa, this is a big opportunity. Am I ready for this? Do I want to take this? With this message of it requiring immediate attention and time is of the essence, and you need to think things through, you might feel like this is all happening so fast. Maybe this time frame that we saw here is when this offer is coming. What was it? Late September to late November? Maybe this Knight of Fire is happening here. And you have to think about what it is that you want to do. And maybe it is sort of a time-sensitive offer that is coming, or you just feel a little bit of pressure. You might be feeling apprehensive because, like we saw at the beginning, I do feel that you guys have really gotten into a nice rhythm and you've gotten really comfortable. And on one hand, you don't want to compromise this comfort and balance that you found, but at the same time, this is really exciting. Like, the Knight of Wands energy is very exciting. It really ignites your passion. It really ignites your inspiration and your creativity, and you're like that inner go-getter. Like, there's a part of you that really wants to just embark on this adventure and see what happens. And I think you're being encouraged to do so, because now that I think about it, that's even a message of the Otter. Like, the Otter is just ready for fun, ready for a new adventure, doesn't want to put too much pressure or expectation, just wants to go for it and see what happens. So maybe the advice for you guys is not to take it too seriously. With this Nine of Air or Nine of Swords, I do feel like you guys are going to be very, very nervous about this opportunity. This talks about like expecting the worst, overthinking, getting in your head. So you might be thinking like you're not going to be successful at it, or you're going to perform below people's expectations. that you're going to fail. Maybe you're kind of thinking back to past defeats or past struggles and worrying that history is going to repeat itself in some way. I do feel that you're going to be very nervous to take this opportunity. And the fact that we have the Nine of Swords as the last card of this year, maybe some of you will not make this decision by the end of the year, and it's something that you want to keep thinking on, but your advice is to not take it too seriously. If you're feeling nervous to take this opportunity, your guides are saying that you're likely just putting way too much pressure on yourself, because if you had like no expectation or harsh judgment of how you should perform, you would probably be thinking, oh my gosh, this sounds so fun, like let's give it a shot. And I think your guides want you to be more in that mindset of let's just give it a try and let's just wing it and let's have fun. And I'm probably gonna make mistakes and I'm probably gonna make a fool of myself sometimes, but that's all part of the growing experience, and everything that you go through and every problem you overcome, it's gonna make you stronger. So maybe this is not like a super urgent offer, but at the same time, it's like it won't be here forever. So think things through carefully. Like this card says, time is of the essence, like this card says. And I have a feeling your reasons for being reluctant, like it all has to do with nerves. It all has to do with getting in your head. I feel like you'll still be able to maintain this happy and peaceful life as long as you are not putting too high standards on yourself or taking it too seriously. Your guides want you to just go into it with the spirit of like, I'm having fun, I'm trying something new, I'm embarking on a new adventure, I'm gonna see what happens. And likely it's gonna bring a lot more blessings and abundance to you than you realize, because with this Four of Cups, it's like there is something that you're missing, there's something that you're not seeing. Like just outside of your comfort zone, there's a huge opportunity to make more money, to climb up the ladder of success even more. And this Two of Cups person is going to be the one to come and open your eyes to that. During this period where you're reflecting about what it is that you want to do, maybe this is when you want to be paying attention to your dreams, paying attention to your intuitive hits, especially if you're overthinking and getting in your head. When you're asleep and this voice is shut off, it's in your dreams, I think. Like when that part of your mind is shut off, that's when your guides can really come through and communicate clearly and accurately to you about it. Okay, so just before we finish off this reading, I'm going to shuffle our tea leaf oracle cards. Maybe I'll just take, I don't know, we'll see how many fall out. And see if there's anything else that your guides want you to know about your finances and career for the rest of 2021. Look at this. We have the heart with love, deep affection, and caring. This can be even more confirmation that you guys will be doing something that you love, doing something that your heart is really in, or it could be confirming that, yes, this Two of Cups person is a romantic connection. Or at the very least, they have romantic feelings for you. Oh my gosh, we have a ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So another confirmation of a business partner, a marriage. This feels very romantic with all the roses and the red hearts. Okay. And yeah, let's get one last one. So we have an astral house. Yeah, okay, that's pretty straightforward. Career. I feel like that one is a throwaway. Well, you know, good things coming in your career, I guess. Yeah, okay, so those are all the messages that I have for you guys, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Bismuth, this is going to be a reading all about your career and finances from right now until the end of 2021. So let's get right into it. The very first oracle card that I have for you guys, my intention with this card was just for it to be an open message from your spirit guides. So whatever they would like you to know about your career and finances. And the message that we have for you guys is good luck. What a wonderful and straightforward message to start off with. So basically, your spirit guides are coming through to let you know that they have you covered. I feel like everything is already set up to work out in your favor. I feel like for the most part, you guys are going to get a lot of the desired outcomes that you've been hoping for. Everything's going to go according to plan or according to your expectations. They're showing me that if you're going through any selection process or any kind of evaluation, that's going to be going favorably for you. But they want you to keep in mind that if anything does go differently than what you had planned or different than what you had expected, it is because of good luck. Even if it doesn't feel like that in the moment, any redirection or anything unexpected is going to end up a blessing in disguise that brings you to an even better outcome than the one you were originally hoping for. So just keep that in mind, that you guys have a lot of divine support right now, and anything that is happening is because it's supposed to be, and actually because you are being directed to good luck. There could also be a message about unexpected money coming to you with this good luck card. Maybe an unexpected bonus, or maybe you are even winning money. It doesn't have to come from work, just some unexpected gifts of money coming your way. One last thing, I want to point out the cat, because cats always make me think of independence. So this could be a message for some of you that you are becoming financially independent or financially free, or becoming more independent in your career, depending on your situation. So this is a really, really beautiful card to start off with. I'm very happy to have this here. And now let's move on to the rest of the oracle cards. So as you can see, I've pulled 2 from each deck that I'm using today. And what I want to do in this part of the reading is to have the cards on this side representing your current energy, or the energy that your guides are encouraging you to be in currently. And then on this side, we will have energies of the end of the year. And then we can kind of see in what ways you are changing and progressing throughout the rest of the year. So from our first deck, for your current energy, we have the frog. And for your end of year energy, we have the horse. And with this deck, I also want to point out the elements that are present, because these can show us a significant time frame within the rest of this year, maybe where something really important is going to happen, like an important opportunity. So for the frog, we have the element of water, and for the horse, we have the element of earth. So water would be, because we're looking at the rest of the year, this could be indicating Scorpio season, and then the earth element could be indicating Capricorn season. So the time frame that I'm seeing for you guys, that your guides are showing me is important, is from late October to, and we're going a little bit into next year, but late October to late January. This is going to be an important window for you guys where something really significant is happening in your career. But now let's look at the energies that we have present here, starting with the frog. I just want to take a moment to brag about you guys a little bit. So the first thing that I'm thinking about with the frog is adaptability, because frogs are amphibians. This means that they can live on land, they can live in the water. So I'm feeling that you guys are multi-talented. You have an ability to thrive in many different fields or in many different work environments. Maybe you do very well under pressure, or when things don't go according to your plan, you're very good at adapting, like going back to the drawing board and trying out new things to see what works. Like, your guides are really showing me that you have potential to thrive in many diverse conditions, and this is what is really going to help you guys to become successful. And I do feel that as a soul, yes, you have a life purpose, but I feel like your life purpose is not tied to one specific career. It's kind of like you could accomplish it in many different careers. For example, you might have a life purpose of, just a simple example off the top of my head, of helping others. That's not necessarily linked to one specific career, and you could do that in a successful and fulfilling way in many different fields because you have the talent to do that in many different fields. So your spirit guides are saying not to stress so much about like which one career you're supposed to be doing, and focus more on what brings your heart fulfillment in a personal sense. Like, is it serving other people? Is it pushing yourself to your fullest potential? Is it traveling and seeing new places? Is it meeting all kinds of different people? Is it like dealing with other cultures or something like that? Think more in that sense rather in the sense of career types, if that makes sense. Like, what is it that brings you joy? And then there are many, many different careers that could offer you that. So don't sweat so much like, am I in the right career type or not? I don't know, maybe some of you were stressing about that and that's why this message is coming up, but your guides are showing me that you can thrive in many different arenas. So adaptability is one message that is coming up here. The frog, and I think I figured this out because my friend had a dream about a frog once. So I looked into it and found out that one of the symbolisms of the frog is fertility. So this is giving me kind of Empress energy here, where you guys are in a very fertile energy right now. This means that you are giving birth to a lot of brilliant ideas. You might be very creatively inspired from now until the rest of the year. And I want to say with this message of fertility as well, that anywhere you guys have planted your seeds, so anything you guys have invested in, it's going to pay off for you. So if you've invested in education, in training, in equipment and supplies, if you've invested money into a stock, whatever it might be, where you have put in your resources is going to pay off for you because you are fertile. This means that your efforts are bearing fruit. So you guys are in a wonderful, wonderful energy right now. And then moving on to the horse, this is your end of year energy. This reminds me a lot of Chariot energy. The horse is a symbol of freedom, and I'm also thinking of how horses like charge forward really, really quickly. When we have a horse with us, it can take us further distances and it can transport us faster than we would be able to do on our own. So when I see the horse, it's making me think that you guys are getting some kind of boost in your career and finances. So more than you can do on your own. Your guides might be bringing people to your aid, bringing resources to your aid. I was feeling here that you guys might have more money than you think by the end of this year, like some unexpected money. But they're really, really going to be bringing all kinds of divine assistance to you so that you can go even farther, even faster. You guys might be making really huge progress as well from now to the end of the year, because I'm thinking of that Chariot energy that is gaining momentum and charging forward. With the message of freedom, I think it goes well with the message of independence. So maybe some of you guys are breaking free from a situation in your career that was stressful, or you're breaking free from financial struggles into financial freedom. But now I'm also thinking of that, and I think I've mentioned this in another reading before, but I think it was disproven, but you know that concept of a frog in water and it gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and it doesn't really notice that the temperature is rising because it's happening so slowly, and then eventually the frog is boiled. You know that? It's like you're adding on more and more pressure, more and more stress and discomfort, but because it's happening gradually, you don't realize how much stress you're under until it's too late. So with this message of being freed, you guys might actually be freeing yourself from a stressful or a toxic work situation or environment. And then when you get out of it, you're like, holy crap, that was a really bad situation. I just didn't notice because I was so used to taking on these burdens every day. But now that I'm free, like, holy cow, that was terrible. I can never go back to that. So some of you guys might be freeing yourself from a situation like that. Or this could just be talking about you guys like gaining momentum and progressing really quickly. Of course, it's general reading and there are many ways to interpret these cards. But I'm seeing only good things for you guys so far. And remember, the important time frame for you guys is between Scorpio season and Capricorn season. So around late October to late January. All right, so for our next oracle cards, for your current energy, we have Forgive. And for your end of year energy, we have Connect. This Forgive card is really interesting to me because when I think of forgive is like accepting things as they are or accepting things as they happened for your own inner peace so that you can stop playing over all the scenarios in your head, so that you can stop holding bitterness. You're releasing all of that need to control, you're releasing all of that expectation and accepting things exactly as they are. And this reminds me of that message I was picking up on right at the beginning of the reading, where you guys do have good luck and you are being favored by the divine. So if anything is happening differently than you expected, forgive spirit, allow spirit to do what it's doing and accept the situation exactly as it is. This is a very important thing for you guys to remember. It seems like whatever is happening, it's because it's meant to be happening. Everything is happening perfectly. Maybe this is something you want to affirm to yourselves or repeat to yourselves. I'm also looking at this imagery of this person it looks like they're out by the sea and they're soaking up the sunlight. If you guys live near any body of water, this may be something that you want to do to clear your mind, or just make sure that you're going out in nature, going outside and getting sunlight. And what your guides are showing me is that when things get too much, when you get really up in your head and stressing about your journey, this is going to ground you. Like when you look out into that vast sea or that vast forest, whatever it might be, or when you feel the sunlight, this giant ball of fire in space beaming down on you, it's like you'll remember how insignificant your problems are. You'll remember what really matters. You'll remember not to take it so seriously. It will be a very grounding experience for you. So being out in nature, being outside, this could really help you guys to forgive or to accept your situation exactly as it is. Then we have the Connect energy for the end of year energy. This could be talking about a significant partnership in your career, maybe a business partner. It could be talking about you guys having really good relationships with the people you're working with, whether that be coworkers or your employer or your clients, whatever applies to your specific job. I feel like you'll have very good personal relationships with the people you're dealing with, and not just from a professional standpoint. This could also be that you guys are in a job that allows you to deeply connect with the people you're working with, that allows you to open up, and that moves many people, that moves and helps people on a personal level. Just one example that I'm thinking of off the top of my head is like if you were to write a book and then many people resonate with it. So in that sense, they feel connected to you, or they feel like they're sharing in this moment with you. You've opened up your heart to them, you've shared with them, and you're bringing them closer, if that makes sense. Maybe there is something about the work you do that brings people together, or that makes people feel connected. A specific message that's coming through as well, and I don't even know if this has anything to do with your career, but forgive and connect together could be indicating a reconciliation with somebody. I don't think this message is for everybody. I don't even think it's related to your career necessarily, but if there's somebody that you've been like separated from, that things have been kind of rocky with, you could be coming back together in a peaceful reconciliation. Okay, so for our final oracle deck here, your current energy, this card says, stand firmly in the ground like a tree. Oh, and that could even be another message about grounding. And then your end of year energy is you're moving things in a good direction. This card says move things in a good direction. So what this looks like to me is if you are firm in your vision, if you are present, if you accept things as they are, and you keep believing in your vision. This is reminding me, I'm just thinking of that Moonology card, your commitment is being tested. And also hold your vision. You know the Moonology Oracle deck that I use all the time, and many readers have it. It has the moons on it. Those messages are coming through for you guys. Hold your vision and your commitment is being tested. If you keep holding your vision and you keep believing in yourself, you will move things in a good direction. You will charge forward and be free like this horse. So hang in there, guys, because your good luck is coming to you. All right, so this concludes the Oracle card section of this reading. So we're going to move on to the tarot now. I will just lay out the cards in a row at the bottom, and we'll read them like a succession of events from now until the end of the year. I may not necessarily give specific time frames to when each thing is happening, but basically cards that are on this end will be more in the near future, and cards on this end will be more towards the end of the year. And then just keeping in mind this time frame that we got at the beginning of the reading. So without further ado, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So the first one that we have is the Page of Water, or the Page of Cups. Then we have the Page of Earth, or the Page of Pentacles. We have 10 of Earth, or 10 of Pentacles. The High Priestess. And the Empress. It's interesting that we have the Empress here because the Frog card was reminding me a lot of the Empress. I'm getting a lot of Earth sign and water sign energy throughout this reading. We have water here. We have Earth here, water here, Earth here. And then the Empress can be an Earth sign. She can be Taurus. And, oh, sorry, this is the Empress. I was pointing to the wrong one. And the High Priestess is water energy. So there's a ton of earth and water. And even this was reminding me of the Chariot, which is Cancer. So Taurus, Cancer, water, earth energy, maybe that's significant to you guys, or maybe there's somebody you look up to, or somebody in your career, in your workplace, in those signs who's going to be significant. But wow, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of feminine energy as well, with earth and water being more of the feminine side. And then we also have the High Priestess and the Empress here. I don't know if this message is for everybody, but there may be a message here about a business partnership or a very close work relationship, because we have Connect here. We have 2 pages, so this could be like a partnership. And then we have 2 divine feminine icons. I feel like what we're seeing here is more of a platonic connection, more of a friendship. So you could be developing a very close relationship to somebody at work or somebody you meet through work. For example, I've actually met a lot of my very close friends through my YouTube channel, which is my work. So it doesn't have to be necessarily that you're working with them, but you could meet a very important friend, a very important person through your work. For some of you, it might be a business partner, but I feel like that's just, it's just a few of you. And these can very much both be you as well. Like you could be both the Page of Water and the Page of Earth. Very specific message as well. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place. A specific message for those of you who are working in a company, like you're an employee, you're going to be getting a raise by the end of this year. And somebody else is going to come in to fill your old position. So it's like, you're in this lower position and then they hire a new person and then you train them and then they take over your position and they do like the tasks that you were once doing so that you can move up and do like bigger things, bigger and better things. That's a specific message for those of you who are employees. So someone's like coming under your wing and then taking over and dealing with things so that you don't have to and you can focus on bigger stuff. Okay, so let's now get into the messages here one by one. I'll start over here with these pages. I feel kind of called to read them together, but what I'm seeing here is like you're exploring a new gift of yours, or you're exploring a new passion of yours. So you have this idea of something that you want to start in your career, or some way in which you want to move forward. It feels like something new that you are exploring, but you feel very emotionally invested in it. Like your reason for going to this path, it's not because of money, or it's not because of status, it's not because of success. Not to say that you won't get those things on that path, but your main motivation for it is that it fills your heart. It makes you feel connected to others. It makes you feel like you are helping and supporting others and making a positive difference. It's more of these like personal or emotional motivations that are inclining you towards this path or this new idea. Once you have this idea solidified of what you want to do, then I feel that you move into the Page of Earth stage. This is the more practical energy. So this would be like you have this idea of how you want to make a difference and how you want to move others, how you want to connect with others. And now you have to come up with the practical plan to make it happen. So you have to figure out in what ways you need to educate yourself. What knowledge do you need to have? Is there like a website you need to set up, or a shop front you need to set up? Do you need to make certain connections? Do you need to gain certain experience? Do you need certain equipment and supplies? What's your like 1 year trajectory? You know, all of that practical stuff you need to find out to match with this emotion. This is kind of your spirit guide saying like, it's great to have passion and it's great to have something that fulfills you, but that will only take you so far. You need to give your passion a backbone. You need to give it a structure and a practical plan. So I feel like by the end of this year, your guides are calling you to really work on that. And I want to read the message on this card. It says, good news about financial matters. So that message is coming up again. Wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So yeah, some of you are getting a raise, like I mentioned before. Others of you, you will just be feeling within yourself, like I want to move up. I want to do something more. I want to do something more challenging. And so you will start to gain the education that you need, gain the experience that you need, so that you can practically make that happen. And this is like the near future energy. So I said I wasn't going to give it a time frame, but the number 10 here is making me think of October. So, what was I saying? Oh yes, in this time, I think you'll feel very motivated. You'll feel very productive. I feel like you'll be getting into a healthy routine. And this routine is actually going to cause you guys to start sleeping better, to start eating better, to start taking care of yourself better. Some of you guys are going to get into meditation if you haven't already. You might get into reading if you haven't already. I feel like you're going to be spending your time in more intentional and meaningful ways and feeling very fulfilled during this time. So really, really nice balance and harmony coming into your lifestyle here. And then the next card that we have is the 10 of Earth, or the 10 of Pentacles. This says a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. And the 10 of Earth, it's like one of the best cards for abundance and prosperity. I'm not sure that you guys are like hitting your pinnacle of success or your pinnacle of abundance at this point. I more so see this as like a foreshadowing. This is what you're preparing for. This is what you are laying the foundations for. And this is what I want to stress about the 10 of Pentacles. This is a gradual build on a solid foundation, and it's reliable. And I want to point that out because we do have this message of you guys making a huge progress and rushing forward. And your guides want to stress that this is not going to be like an easy come, easy go situation. This is not going to be like a one hit wonder, is definitely not the right word. But you know what I mean? Like when someone gets a huge boost, when someone blows up and then they just fizzle out, it's not going to be like that. You guys are getting a boost, and then you're being smart about it, and you're figuring out, okay, what do I do to maintain this? Like, I feel like you guys you're not letting the huge boost get to your head. You're not taking it for granted. You're saying, okay, what can I do to maintain this and make sure that I can keep this momentum going? And so you're building gradually, and you're gonna like drag out this success over time. You guys have a game plan to like, how can I say, to ride this wave as long as you can, and it's going to provide you guys with abundance in the long term, like several years into the future with this Ten of Pentacles card. I often see with this card major purchases being made. So you guys might be saving up for a home, you might be saving up for a car. And actually, it doesn't even have to be things that big, because like, I don't know, a major purchase to me would be like a new camera or a new computer or something like that. Whatever it is to you, something that you've been saving up for a long time, this card can indicate that you finally have the funds to purchase it for yourself without feeling like you want to cry because your wallet is dead. Like, you can comfortably purchase it. Yes, I hope you guys understand what I mean. And this can also indicate a moment where you're planning to like upgrade your lifestyle in some way. So maybe you start looking at like, okay, maybe I'm not going to move right away, but the next place I move in the future, maybe I could live in this part of town now because it seems like things are starting to move in a good direction. Or maybe I'm going to start going to the nice supermarket. Just little things like that in your life, because this card talks about finding magic in the little things in life. Just those little luxuries, I feel like you guys will get to enjoy them now. Little upgrades in your lifestyle is what I'm trying to say, and you'll feel comfortable doing that. Okay, so now we move on to the High Priestess. This card says, listen to your intuition, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. So it does seem like you guys are in like the planning or preparing stages of something here. I think what this message on the bottom of the card here is trying to say is like, don't rush anything. I'm also getting a message of, it's like, don't cave to pressure. Whatever you guys are working on here, it's like your baby, this new project, the next level of your job, you're preparing to move up. This is like your baby. Take your time preparing, take your time making your decisions. Maybe there will be some people or some external forces, even if it's just like societal norms of how long things are supposed to take. You might feel some pressure of like, you should move on to the next level now. You should take action now. You should make this decision now. Don't let that affect you. Your own inner guidance and your own intuition is going to be your best friend here. And this is not to be rushed. There's also a message for me, maybe some of you guys know this. I think of the High Priestess as like raising your bar and charging more when it comes to the career. I don't really know where that came from, but it's just something I picked up on as I've been reading, and I just went with it. And I keep that message in mind. So yeah, there's a lot of messages of you guys moving up financially. There's a lot of messages of you guys getting a raise. If you are not an employee, so it's not like somebody else is deciding that you're getting a raise, this could be a message about you guys raising your price and feeling comfortable doing that, feeling comfortable asking for more, because you recognize your worth and you recognize what it is that you have to offer. And I see you guys being very respected as well, really putting the effort into your craft, really putting the effort into your planning, listening to your intuition and doing things your own way. You're actually going to be very respected for that. Even if there's people trying to like push you or trying to rush you or get you to go in a certain direction, standing up to those people and saying, no, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to do this my way, you're going to gain their respect in that way. I think this is showing, and this is, more towards the end of the year, this is showing a time where you guys feel really secure and really confident in your decisions, and you're not accepting anything less than the best. Like, your days of settling are over. Your days of making decisions just to survive are over. You're making decisions now for your highest good. You're making decisions based on what you most would like to do. You're free. Financial freedom, independence, power. This is you guys. You're like, what's the word? I think what I want to say is just you're empowered and you're embodying your highest self. That's really what I want to say here. I don't know why this part was so difficult for me to get out. And then the next card that we have, and our final card showing the end of the year, is the Empress, with the message of lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Again, this is a symbol of fertility. This shows you giving birth to your dreams, giving birth to your ideas, which is what we picked up in the frog. And remember, this frog is your current energy. So this moment of lavish abundance, this moment of giving birth to your dreams that we see at the end of the year, it's as if your guides are saying, like, start planning for this right now. Start working towards this right now. That's why we see this page of earth at the beginning of the year. This is you laying down the foundation. This is you creating your practical plan and your step-by-step guide of what you're going to be doing. And it's all paying off by the end of the year. Maybe the beginning of next year, because I'm thinking how this like went into Capricorn season, into January. But yes, end of this year, beginning of next year, this is when you're really going to start to see all of your hard work paying off. This is when you're going to start to see the big money coming in. You guys might have some kind of launch or release or transition coming at the end of this year, beginning of next year. Like you've been working on it behind the scenes and now it's time to expose your plan, or it's time to act on your plan and launch it, so to speak. This is like the big moment you've been waiting for that is coming at the end of the year. Wow. We could even think of this as like, if this is October, then this could be like 2 to 3 months from then, which matches because that's December, January. That's what we were seeing here. Oh, it matches quite well. But yeah, whenever you happen to stumble upon this reading, because it is meant to be timeless as long as you're watching it in 2021, get cracking. Think about, oh, I just noticed that this page of water, it actually matches quite well with the piece of guidance of focusing on what brings your heart joy rather than trying to figure out like what specific career should I do. Focus on what brings your heart joy. Focus on what allows you to help others in a fulfilling way. And you'll find your footing. You'll find your right path. All right, so just before we finish off this reading, I'm going to shuffle some tea leaf oracle cards and we'll see if there's any other messages that your guides have for you with regards to your career in the rest of 2021. Angel. Spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So you definitely have divine support and divine protection. Cup, you should accept valid criticism. Something to keep in mind. And teapot, look, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Oh, and maybe this is the person who's giving you valid criticism because these images are very, very similar. What was I talking about before? The two divine feminine icons. It doesn't mean that you guys need to identify as women, but they are technically the same gender. So yeah, there's some deep platonic connection that is coming to you guys by the end of this year. Again, I don't know for most of you that they are directly working with you, but they might be helping you in your planning stage, giving you guidance and giving you some valid criticism. Just, points of things you should look out for, things that maybe you want to change. And because this person cares about you deeply, you'll know that they're coming from a good place. They're coming from a place of love. We even have this message here of protection from harm. So this could be somebody that your angels are sending to you in order to protect you. Pay attention to candle flames as well. If you guys are the type to light candles in your home, if it starts to like spark or the flame starts going crazy, that could be an angel communicating with you. But these are all the messages that I see for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number threes, so if you guys chose the Spirit Quartz, this is going to be a reading all about your career and finances from right now, whenever you're watching this video, until the end of 2021. So let's get right into it. The very first oracle card that I want to share with you guys, I pulled this with the intention of it just being like an open message from your spirit guides, so whatever they would like you to know about your career and finances for the rest of the year. And the message that we have for you guys is beauty. So right away, for some of you, this could be a confirmation, if some of you out there are pursuing a career related to beauty, that this is the right path for you. And this can be so many things. For example, it can be things like hair and makeup, skincare, cosmetic procedures, nails. It can be clothing, jewelry, accessories. It can be homes, like interior design, architecture, landscaping, photography, a career in the arts. Beauty encompasses so many things, but if in some way, it could even be like dental work, if in some way your career falls under this umbrella of beauty, this could be a confirmation for you that this is the right path for you. Or your guides are suggesting, if you're still, trying to find your path, that maybe you would be good in something related to beauty or aesthetics or visuals. And I'm just noticing it could also be modeling, like if you are the beauty. If you guys are struggling to figure out what career would be good for you, your guides are saying to find your inspiration, look to where you see beauty in the world. Where do you see the most beauty? What do you find the most beautiful? And it doesn't just have to be like surface level beauty, but what really moves your heart? What do you look at and say, oh my gosh, that is breathtaking, that is beautiful? That could be where you find your inspiration of where you might like to work or what you might like to try your hand at. There could also be a message in this card about your own appearance and the way you present yourself. So for those of you who have any interviews or auditions or any kind of assessment coming up, this can be just a little pointer from your guides to make sure that you take good care of your appearance and that you present yourself in a way that you look clean, put together, and most of all, confident. Just little tweaks to your appearance can go a long way. Even things like improving your posture so that you look the part, you look more confident, you have more authority. This can help you to get the part, or this can help you to land the position. I'm also taking note of how this person is looking in the mirror. This could be not just putting effort into your physical appearance, but polishing yourself in a more metaphorical sense, like taking an honest look at yourself and seeing if there are certain skills that you need to brush up or certain qualities that you need to work on in order to improve your career. So doing a little bit of a self-assessment. You're taking a look at yourself and seeing what could be improved. And then finally, your guides want to bring to attention your inner beauty. They want you to be confident and feel beautiful on the inside and out so that you can feel worthy of all of the success. Okay, so those are all the messages that I'm seeing for this beauty card. So let's move on to the rest of your oracle cards now. As you can see, I have pulled 2 cards from each of the decks that we're using today. And the way I want to do this part of the reading is that the cards on this side will represent your current energy, or the energy that your guides are encouraging you to be in currently. And then on this side, it will represent the energies of the end of the year. And this way we can see in what ways you are changing and growing. So first, from our spirit animal deck for your current energy, we have the dragon, And for your end of year energy, we have the wolf. Now, I've also been using the elements on these cards to see if there are any significant time frames that you guys should know about. Except for this dragon card is not actually an element, it's related to a chakra, and it's the solar plexus chakra. I guess being like solar, being the sun, it could be indicating Leo season, which is at the time that I'm filming this video, and probably the time that it will be uploaded is also Leo season. But maybe for some of you that will already have passed, because this is timeless and you might stumble upon it later. But in case it's Leo season when you're watching, this could be significant. And then here with the wolf, we have the element of earth. So this could be Virgo season, late August to late September. It can also be Capricorn season at the end of December, because we're looking at time frames that are within 2021. So of course, it will depend when you guys are watching and what season is coming up for you, but Leo season, Virgo season, or Capricorn season could be important for you guys. So now let's take a look at the energy of each of these spirit animals. Like we just talked about, the dragon is related to the solar plexus chakra. This has to do with our confidence and our self-esteem and our personal power. So this is what your guides would like you to work on right now. If you're already working on this, you're very much on the right path. This is going to help you go out there and get those opportunities that you deserve and succeed in the way that you deserve to succeed. The dragon also has messages in it of like intellect, intelligence, as well as power and authority. I feel like this is saying you guys should be giving yourselves more credit. The things that you know about, you know a lot about them. You're very informed, very educated, and you do have authority on the subjects you're interested in or on the subjects you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like a lot of you guys, maybe you see yourself as like an amateur or a layman, I think is the right word, like an average person. Maybe you feel that you're not that educated, you're not that smart, but your guides are saying you actually have a lot of authority on the subjects you know about, and people would actually love to hear your input, value your opinion more. If you guys are in a company or you're in a lot of meetings, this could be your guides encouraging you to speak up more and not just dismiss your ideas as like, oh, I'm sure somebody else already thought of that, or I'm sure I don't know what I'm talking about, or it's not that important. Speak up and assert yourself and give your input. Your input is very valuable. It's more valuable than you know. Maybe you think of it as giving your 2 cents, but other people actually respect your opinion like $200 or something way more than 2 cents. A lot of people would like to know how you gained the knowledge that you gained and why you're interested in the field that you're interested in. There's a lot of people who want to know and pick your brain because they respect you. So working on confidence and self-esteem and feeling like what you have to say matters and the opinions that you have are like valuable and unique and really will bring something to the table. Your guides want you to recognize that you have a lot to bring to the table. Don't just assume that like, oh, there's a million other people who are like me or who can do it like me. No, you're unique, you're special, and you're valuable. So show up and straighten up your shoulders and get dressed up and look the part, because you are it. You are that person. So you guys even might want to do like solar plexus healing or solar plexus activation if you guys have struggled with low self-esteem. If you guys struggle with anxiety as well, that could be a sign of a weakened solar plexus. You guys might know I've been doing chakra healing meditations, and I can confidently say now, I think that I have wrapped up the solar plexus. It was a long journey, it was tough, but it's really, really important. If you guys are gonna be pursuing your dreams and putting yourself out there, it's so vital that you have a strong solar plexus. This is about your personal expression, your personal power, your desires, your confidence. Super important. Okay, so let's move on to the wolf now. I'm thinking of this actually as like a leader. The first thing that is coming to my mind is a leader of the pack. So again, I feel like you guys are really stepping into your authority and stepping into your power. And I'm seeing you guys have a pack. This could be employees who are working under you. This could be a group of students. This could be clients, followers, fans. You guys have your pack, you have your tribe, and you are like the leader. People are coming to you for guidance, people are coming to you for help, and they respect and admire you a lot. One of the messages of the wolf spirit animal is loyalty. So it's like you have a loyal customer base, or you have a loyal fan base, or something like that. And so by the end of the year, you guys are feeling very empowered. I would say that you've made significant progress in your confidence. And now you have people like flocking to you. People flocking to you who want your services, who want you to do your work on them. You're getting noticed, you're getting respected. This is what I see with the wolf. If any of you guys are aiming for self-employment, this could be a positive sign of that as well, because I'm thinking of like the lone wolf. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to the oracle cards from the next deck. So for your current energy, we have grieve. And for your end of year energy, we have self-doubt. Not to sound like a broken record, but I do think that the solar plexus is really, really important for you guys. There's some healing that you need to do there. This is what the grieve is making me think of. You may revisit some memories from the past that are quite painful. When you're looking back to when exactly you may have started to doubt yourself, when exactly you may have started to lose your confidence. I often draw parallels to tarot when I use this deck. If there's a star, I think of the star in tarot. And I feel like this star is you. There was a point where you guys were confident. There was a point where you guys believed in your dreams, where you felt your future was bright. But somewhere down the road, something happened to make this star cry. Something happened to make this star lose hope. And your guides are calling you to look back at what moment was it? What moment was it when you stopped believing in yourself? What moment was it when you started looking in the mirror and picking things apart and questioning your beauty and questioning your worth and feeling not good enough? What was the moment? And it could be something very painful. It could be that others doubted you, others teased you, others bullied you, others dismissed your dreams, others dismissed what you had to say. And I feel like there could be a few memories that come up for you that are quite painful to relive. And this is what the grieving is. It's like that process of crying and letting it go. When I was healing my solar plexus, I had a lot of panic attacks, honestly. I don't think I cried that much, but there were a lot of moments of anxiety and panic attacks, and it's tough to get through, but this is the process of purging it from your body. So if you guys feel an emotional reaction when you start to heal this part of you, when you relive the memories, think of it as like you're getting it out of your system, you're purging it. And this emotional healing is important for your career. Building up your confidence and self-esteem again, it's going to be super, super important for your career. This is what they're showing. Now, by the end of the year, if we're being honest, there may still be some moments where you doubt yourself. We have the imagery of the mirror twice here, and there's this message of you guys being able to look in the mirror and see your true beauty. And when we see it in this card, you're a star, but that's not what you see when you look in the mirror. There's still going to be moments, I feel, even at the end of the year, where you're not seeing your true worth, where you are doubting yourself, underestimating yourself. And honestly, I think that this is a realistic reading because healing does take a very, very long time. If you guys are watching in August and this is December that we're seeing, it's just a matter of months, and it can take months and months and even years to fully heal from something. So I'm not very surprised to see this, and I'm also not discouraged because I know that healing journeys are long. I know that they're not linear. So I know you will have gained some confidence with this wolf card, but I think this self-doubt card is saying, you know, there's still moments where you struggle. And actually, no, this is what they're saying. This will not get in the way of your success. You can be successful and you can thrive even if you still doubt yourself sometimes. So it's unfair to put the pressure on yourself. Like, I have to heal completely. I have to be confident all the time and I can never have a moment of weakness. You can have your ups and downs. You can still have your struggles and your moments of weakness and still be this badass wolf and still be admired and respected in hitting all your goals. Yes, that's what they want to say. That's the empowering message that we want to get at here. So don't worry, we all have our moments. We all have our moments, but just remember that you are a star. And I love that the star is coming out twice. In your lowest moments, you're still a star. And in your highest moments, you're still a star. And even if you can't see it, the world sees it. Somebody will see that light in you. And one day you'll be able to see it more often than you don't see it. Okay, so for our final oracle deck here for your current energy, this says treasure each and every step. And this one says, ooh, this one is talking about like you're going through sudden growth. And it's so interesting to me. Look at how both of these cards are yellow. And we've been talking about your solar plexus this whole time. This is huge confirmation to me that you have two yellow cards here. Definitely the solar plexus for you guys. This card is talking about taking things one step at a time. And this card is talking about quick growth. So you may start off very slow. It may feel like you're not making progress sometimes, but keep going. Take it day by day and treasure every single day. And before you know it, you will be racing to your goals. You will be, what is it called? Surging, maybe. No, skyrocketing. You will be skyrocketing towards your goals. I feel like your journey to success and healing, it will be like exponential, where it starts very slow and you're struggling and then it gets easier and easier and easier and you're exponentially growing. I love to see this. And the yellow color is just so, it's just so happy. Okay, so let's move on to the tarot part of this reading now. So the way I will do this part is I'll just lay out the cards in a row at the bottom and we'll read it like a succession of events from now until the end of the year. I may not give like very specific time frames to every single event, but basically the cards over here will be in the near future and the cards over here will be towards the end of the year. Okay, so let's see what we have for you guys. Ooh, the first tarot card that we have for you is the Nine of Earth or the Nine of Pentacles. Then we have the Five of Earth or the Five of Pentacles. Let me make sure they're in the frame. Okay. Then we have Release. This would be the Death card. Then we have the King of Fire or the King of Wands. And then the Seven of Earth or the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so let's go through these in order now. I'll start over here with the Nine of Earth, aka Nine of Pentacles. It's interesting to me because, we have a lot of cards talking about self-employment, but I was picking up on that idea with the wolf here. I know that's not going to resonate for everybody, but maybe there are a lot of you who chose this pile who have been working towards self-employment or just working towards more independence, more freedom in your career. This card talks about successful self-employment, so this is a very good sign for those of you who are considering that. But in a broader sense, this just means that your career is going well. The projects that you're working on are going well. You're feeling good. This talks about enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone. This to me means that you guys are not going to be super overworked because you have time to enjoy the little things. You have time to yourself. This is also a card that makes me think of someone being very appreciated and admired. So it matches really, really well with what we were picking up on in that Wolf card. You guys are doing well, you're very good at what you do, and people really appreciate it. And you're making some good money. So this is a successful time. Keep in mind, this is the first card that we're getting. So this would be either, if it's not happening yet, it's going to be very, very soon. Now, the next card that we have is the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of an opposite, or at least contrasting message from the Nine of Pentacles. This is about financial lack. The message on this card says fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So we have two cards in a row that are talking about self-employment. If that doesn't resonate with you, you can just think of it as employment, successful employment, uncertain employment. So it kind of looks like things are going well for a while and then they kind of come down again. And it makes sense because I was seeing earlier here, it's like, first, things are very slow, you're taking one step at a time, you're struggling at the beginning, and then you have your breakthrough. So maybe what we're seeing here is like the initial struggle that you guys are going through. For some of you, I feel guided to tell you that this has already happened. So if you've already gone through something recently where things seem to be going well, things were progressing, and then they kind of slumped down, you're not going to go through that again, okay? So this could be recent past for some of you, or it can be something that's going to happen in the near future. In the example of self-employment, it could be like, things are going well, you're having steady income, steady customers, and then things kind of slow down. Things kind of plateau. Or even they dip down for a bit where you're not making as much money as before, you're not getting the same level of engagement or recognition as before, and now things are feeling a little bit uncertain. It could even be due to circumstances out of your control. But here, there's the message of the wisdom to accept help from others. And I'm going to keep that in mind for later on in the reading, but just remember that it says that. Now, in the middle here, we have this release or death card. This is Scorpio energy, in case that is relevant to some of you guys. You could be a Scorpio, someone in your life could be a Scorpio, or could be indicative of Scorpio season, October, November. It says the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So when you hit this plateau in your career, or when you hit this moment where things are kind of slumping down, this would be the time to take an honest look at your business model, an honest look at yourself, at the situation, like we see this person taking a look in a mirror and assessing what needs to be let go. This card does indicate like the end of a cycle, or something is being let go. So there may be some things that you need to change. You may need to abandon a certain plan that you once had in favor of one that is more sustainable and more resilient. And during this time, you might be getting advice from other people. But it could be a little bit of an emotional release, like something that you had put time and effort into. It turns out that no, this model isn't going to work, or this project isn't going to go anywhere. There's a feeling of you needing to scrap something or pivot, or like change your model. So yeah, basically you're letting go of something. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. And move on to something new. And I think this represents the moment where you're going to be blowing up, when you have the faith to let go and understand that this ending is going to make way for a better beginning, when you have the wisdom and the humility to take advice from people. And look at what it says on this King of Fire card. Advice from someone creative. So somebody is coming into your aid. Your guides are not going to leave you hanging, but it's only once you can come to the conclusion, okay, I need to drop something here. I need to scrap something here. I need to let go of something. This isn't working. And I think especially when you're self-employed, that can be tough, because the things that you create, you have emotional investment in them, you have financial investment in them. It can kind of feel like your baby. So it could be hard to let go of the things that aren't working, but it's when you have the courage and the wisdom to do this that then I think you will meet this King of Fire. This person will come in to your aid. This is the person who is going to help you embody your wolfness, help you to embody your wolf energy. This says, focus, 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 communicate with vision and be a leader, advice from someone creative. So you're getting advice from somebody on how to become a leader. Oh, for some of you, this may even be, maybe you started off employed somewhere else and then it kind of took a nosedive and you're releasing that and now you're becoming your own employer. It could be a journey like that. So this could be you switching from employment to self-employment. This can be you switching jobs, or this could be you like pivoting your business model. It could be many different things. Of course, this is a general reading, so please take it how it resonates for your specific situation. But once you have the courage to let go of something, this King of Fire will come into your life, this motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic individual. They might be a fire sign, but they certainly don't have to be. They could even be a Scorpio, actually, because there was that message of like an important Scorpio. But they're going to show you the ropes of being a wolf and help you to be confident. This might be like a soul contract. This person was meant to come into your life at this time and help you embody your bold, confident leader self. Because we have the major arcana here with release, there is something like fated, or this is a very significant like destined moment in your life path that's going to trigger you becoming this wolf that you were meant to be. So I do feel that you probably know this King of Fire person from a past life. Maybe you were like partners in a past life and this person has seen what you're capable of, or maybe you helped out the King of Fire in some way in a past life, so now they're here to help you. But there's some important past life connection. I do think that the relationship will be quite platonic and even professional in nature, although you will like each other as people. It doesn't feel really romantic or anything, but you might feel a familiarity to this person because they are familiar. But yes, they're gonna help you get into shape, graciously accept this person's, what would you call it? Mentorship? Is that a word? You know, this person's wisdom, this person's advice, going back to here, the wisdom to accept help from others. Don't feel like you have to go at it alone. Don't be too proud to accept help. This King of Fire has got you covered, and you in turn will evolve into your very own King of Fire. I, for some reason, thought that the wolf was fire element, but it's actually earth. But I do sense fire in you guys, especially when that solar plexus is lit up. Okay, so now the final card that we have here, the Seven of Earth. The message on here is seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. So it looks like this is the moment at the end of the year where you guys are planting your new seeds. Something was going here and then it kind of, what's it called? It kind of fell flat. You release it and now you're trying something new. You're planting new seeds with the Seven of Earth. This, a temporary pause in action, this could be talking about you guys being a little bit behind the schedule that you wanted to be in, like in terms of your goals, your success goals, your financial goals. You might be a little bit behind what you had originally planned, but this card is saying there's nothing to worry about, literally, with the message of unnecessary worry. So things might take a little bit more time. Well, of course, they might take a little bit more time if you start from scratch and plant new seeds, but it's going to be worth it in the end. This money tree is going to bear money. This money tree is going to bear fruit for you. And the Seven of Earth or Seven of Pentacles is a card that's all about patience and the labor of love. So putting in that work day to day, treasuring each and every step, like this card says, even when you can't see the immediate results, or even when you can't tell that things are progressing day to day, when you look at it in the long term, you'll see how much you've grown. You'll see how much progress you've made. So I think for you guys, when you're really getting to the peak of your success, it's probably going to be in the year 2022, because we just see you at the end of this year. Like, you're planting those seeds, things are just getting off the ground, you're putting your efforts into it, you're watering your plants, and things are starting to head in a very good direction. So I think it's in 2022 when you'll really see that peak and things will really start to take off for you guys, or maybe like at the very end of the year, because this does talk about sudden growth. So it could be like last minute, it's like, I don't know, December 31st, and all of a sudden things blow up for you. But what I can say for sure is that by the end of this year, you will confidently feel like this wolf, and you will feel like this dragon too. That you are a leader, that you have authority over your field of work, like you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, that you have something unique and valuable to bring to the table and something that people want. You will really feel this. You will not just feel like some other guy, or like, oh, just like one out of a million like everyone else. You will feel like the cream of the crop. Yes. Okay, so work on that confidence, work on that solar plexus. And just before we finish off the reading, I'm going to take some tea leaf oracle cards to see what else your spirit guides want you to know about your career and finances. Oh, for your current energy, another piece of advice for your current energy is to save your money. Just thinking of this 5 of Earth coming up here, this could be a time where financially things are a little bit slow, or it could be a time where you're wanting to make some purchases. There will be some expenses, maybe when you're investing in the new project or the new model, you might have to make some new investments or expenses. And I'm just thinking of that because the dragon, the dragon likes to hoard the treasure. So I think of it as like, you're holding on to your coins. So maybe for the next couple months, avoid like impulse buying or avoid unnecessary purchases so that you can invest in this King of Fire, 7 of Earth moment later in the year. Invest in your wolfness. What else do your guides want you to know for your career and finances in the rest of this year? There's wreath, sorrow over a loss. This makes sense. I think it matches with the grieve energy. It matches with the 5 of Pentacles energy. So there could be some sadness when this release happens, when the plans are changing. We have coins. Money will be coming to you. So things could be sad. You could feel sad at first, but just know that there's even more abundance coming to you if you have the wisdom to release and let go and open up to the universe to bring a better plan to you. And then, we have the rabbit. It says too much concern with sexual matters. Maybe, I don't know. I thought this wasn't romantic, but maybe there's gonna be a little bit of sexual attraction with this King of Fire. And then you have to kind of, maybe you have to keep that at bay so that you can have your, professional mentorship relationship. I'm also thinking of a rabbit as fertility, because rabbits reproduce and mate and have offspring very, very copiously. So this can be showing a time where you're producing things very quickly, where you're making money very quickly. That can definitely be a message for you guys. Yeah, interesting. There could also be somebody who is a year of the rabbit who will be significant. What year is rabbit? Let me think. 1963, 1975, 1987, 1999. I hope that's right. I think those are the years of the rabbit, but rabbit person could be significant. What's dragon? 1976, 1988, 2000. 2012 is kind of young. Anyway, those years could be significant for you guys. Yes. Or maybe even year of the dog because wolf is a dog. Dog is 94, 82, 70, 1970, I mean. Yeah, anyway, you guys didn't come here to listen to Kino recite a bunch of years, so let's end the reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the blue Aventurine, this is going to be your reading all about your career and finances from right now, whenever you're watching this video, until the end of 2021. So let's get right into it. The first oracle card that I want to share with you guys, I pulled this one with the intention of it just being an open message from your spirit guides, so whatever they would like you to know about your career and finances for the rest of the year. Wow, and the message that we have for you guys is life purpose. So you guys are making some big moves towards your calling within the rest of this year. Now, this is a general reading and everybody might be at different stages when it comes to actualizing their life purpose. So for some of you guys, this will be discovering what your purpose is, discovering what your calling is, or figuring out how to take the steps towards it, building up the confidence or the courage to move towards it, or fulfilling it. So you guys could be at many different stages, but I get such a good feeling from this card. The tree is a symbol of health and longevity. There's also a message within the tree of having very firm roots, so having a very solid foundation, and because of that, you're able to grow very tall and touch the sky. And even within this, I'm getting a message of it's like the more the roots grow down, the more you can grow up. So it feels like the more adversity you guys have been through, or the more struggle you have been through, you will have all the more glory when you reach your success. You will have all the more gratitude, all the more joy. The more you've struggled through, that same amount you're going to experience joy and blessings. I'm sure there was a more eloquent way to say that, but I hope you guys know what I mean by that. I'm also seeing how the tree is reflected here. So this could be showing that what you guys end up doing in the world, it feels very authentic to you. Like you can really see your true self in it. You can really pour your true self into it. Every day you go to work, you start your work, and you feel like you can just be yourself. You can just be natural, and it's the best feeling. So I'm getting really, really positive vibes from this card. Let's take a look at what else we have for you. So for our oracle card section of this reading, as you can see, I have pulled 2 cards from each of the decks that I'm going to use today. And the way I want to do this part of the reading is that the cards on this side will represent your current energy, or the energy that your spirit guides are encouraging you to be in right now. And then the cards on this side will represent the energy at the end of the year. And this way we can see how you are growing, how you are changing, and the progress you've made. So from our first oracle deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle, for your current energy, we have the bat. And for your end of year energy, we have the rabbit. And I also want to pay attention to the elements that are here, because these can indicate time frames to us. So for the bat, we have the air element, and for the rabbit, we have the earth element. So of course, we're looking at the rest of 2021. So this air could be representing Libra season, which starts at late September. And this rabbit element could be representing Capricorn season, which starts in late December, basically the very end of the year. So what this could be showing us is that from late September until the very end of this year is going to be a really crucial time for you guys. This could be the time where you're discovering your life purpose, or you're starting to work towards it. This is a timeless reading, so if you happen to stumble upon this and it's already late September or past that, right now until the end of the year, this is a really, really important time for you guys where big changes are going to be happening if they haven't already. But with that said, let's take a look at the energy of these spirit animals here, starting with the bat, which is indicating your current energy. The first thing that I'm thinking of is that bats have very poor eyesight. In fact, they might be entirely blind. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that they have poor eyesight, but they use echolocation, which is their other sense to navigate themselves, to find their food, and so on. So you guys might feel sometimes like you are kind of stumbling blindly through this journey, not sure where to go, not sure what is the right path, or not sure why you have to go through the things that you have to go through. But your guides are saying with this bat card that you have echolocation, or you have another sense that will navigate you. And I do believe that they're talking about your intuition or your psychic abilities. We have the full moon in the background, which is a huge symbol of spirituality, of intuition, of psychic abilities. So the more you connect to this, the more you will be able to navigate your way through life and through your career journey. And they're also letting you know that even when you can't see the way, even when it's not obvious, there is still something that is guiding you. There is a loving, powerful force that is guiding you, and that is your higher self. I feel like you guys are more in touch with your intuition than you may realize, and it's always guiding you even when you can't see it, even when you don't know it. There is no way that you guys can be led astray. So I really want to confirm to you guys that you're on the right path. And the more you get acquainted and connected with your higher self, the more confidence you will have in this. I'm also thinking of the Hanged Man with the bat, and I think I'm getting this from, it's another spirit animal deck that I have, and the bat is depicted hanging upside down. And it says, I think it says, rebirth is assured, or transformation is assured, or it has some message like this. And so the bat also makes me think of the Hanged Man, which is all about seeing things from another perspective. So as I'm interpreting this card, I am getting a feeling that you guys have really been through it when it comes to your career, when it comes to manifesting abundance, when it comes to finding your life purpose. There was even a message in this card with the tree where you're being reassured, like for the amount of hardships you've been through, you will also flourish and succeed in that same amount. Like you will be rewarded for everything you have been through. So there's a lot of messages coming through for you guys to remember that you're exactly where you should be, that you're being led to the right place, and to see your current situation from another perspective. Everything has a blessing behind it. Everything has a lesson behind it. And depending on your perception, you could see your current situation as defeat, or you could see it as an opportunity for growth, or an opportunity to try a new direction. Your perception and your perspective is very, very important. That's another message of the bat. Over here, we have the rabbit, which is representing your end of year energy. And this is very, very exciting. In fact, it was pile 3 that also had a rabbit in it. But this is a time where things are expanding very quickly. If you think of rabbits, they are a symbol of fertility and they reproduce very, very quickly. So I think at the end of the year here, we're seeing things are starting to speed up for you. And finally, you see your work paying off. You see the results coming in. And there's this feeling of your blessings multiplying. I know this is the energy for the end of 2021, but I'm feeling for you guys that next spring is going to be really, really significant for you guys. And actually, if you're in the southern hemisphere, then maybe there is like a spring season coming up at the end of the year. So yeah, but the spring season, whenever that is for you, wherever you are in the world, I think that's when things are really going to I wanted to say explode, but think of that. Like, think of the way rabbits just like boop, 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 like multiply and reproduce really, really quickly. This is what you're going to see happening in terms of your progress, in terms of your blessings. And of course, even rabbits, they're very fast when they run. So it's like things are really, really speeding up for you guys. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing for your spirit animals. Let's move on to the next oracle deck now. For your current energy, we have communication, And for your end of year energy, we have move on. So if I put these together and look at the transition, some of you guys may be cutting off communication with certain people or certain groups. There may be some of you in this pile who are walking away from a job, or even walking away from a personal relationship, a personal connection that has been bringing you down and sort of keeping you in a lower energy. You could be moving on from something like that as well. I'm also getting a feeling with these, it's like some of you, you're gonna stop waiting to hear back from somebody. And maybe this is with regards to like a job, a certain company you wanted to join, a certain person you wanted to work with. And you've been waiting to hear that news, waiting to hear back. And this move on energy is maybe you realizing that you don't need this person or you don't need this company. So you're going to stop waiting for that communication and just start what you can do on your own, or not let your success depend on this other party. You're going to take it upon yourself and empower yourself and move on anyway. Or you could be like getting over a past rejection that disappointed you in particular or that hurt you in particular. And then one more interpretation that I see from this is that as you guys are finding your life purpose and moving towards it, there will be a point where you realize that maybe not everybody understands it or not everybody is on board, but that you don't need to explain yourself to everybody, or you don't need to justify your choices to everybody. You see with this communication card, it's like, I see this image of people trying to see eye to eye, trying to understand each other. I feel like maybe you have been the bigger person where you're trying to explain your choices and the direction you want to go, even if people are not understanding it or willing to support it. And by the end of the year, as this card says, you're just moving on. Like, this is my life purpose. I'm sure of it. I can feel it. And if you're going to come with me, if you're going to come on board with me, that's great. If you don't get it, that's fine too. But I'm not going to waste my energy trying to explain my life choices to everybody. So I feel you moving on more confident, more empowered, more hopeful. I think you guys are leaving a really heavy energy behind, if I'm being honest. This year could have been quite tough for you guys when it comes to your career and finances. There may have been a lot of confusion, a lot of feeling like you're bumping around in the dark. And I want you guys to know that you are leaving this heavy energy behind in 2021. Next year is very, very bright for you guys, especially the upcoming spring season. Okay, so for our final oracle deck here for your current energy. Ooh, interesting. So this card says, basically, you are creating the barriers yourself, or whatever you feel is difficult, you are creating it yourself. And this is not to blame you. When we get messages like this, it's not to blame you and say like it's your fault that the blockages are here, but rather to remind you the power that you have in removing them. So I do feel that by the end of this year, you guys are going to be removing negative influences from your life. You're going to be removing negative mindsets, and changing your perspective, like we talked about with the bat. I think I said this before, I'll try not to repeat myself too much, but your perspective is so important, and the narrative that you choose to tell yourself about certain things that have happened in your life is so important. You could say, this rejection happened because I'm not good enough and I'm not meant for this, or you could say, this rejection happened because the divine was protecting me from a certain situation or a certain person that didn't have the best intentions for me, and they are redirecting me to something even better. How you frame the story and how you choose to perceive it is so important. And I think that's what this card is talking about. Even just to challenge yourself to see things in another way. If you could go over all of the difficulties that you've faced in this past year, things that you perceived to be failures or perceived to have gone wrong, just to challenge yourself, how could you flip the story? If hypothetically you were to flip it, how could you see this as a blessing. Even if you feel like you're making it up, like, oh, this rejection surely happened because Spirit had something even bigger and better planned for me. Because that is what is truly happening. That is how Spirit wants you to see it. So just try to create the narrative in which you could see it in a positive way, because there's more truth to that positive narrative than you might realize. Then your card for the end of year energy is, oh, it's like enjoy every role, or enjoy being in many various roles. Interesting. So you guys might be pursuing more than one passion. You might be doing more than one thing. Maybe you're working more than one job for some time between now until the end of the year. This to me has a feeling of like you're trying out different things and you're enjoying many different things. There could also be a message in here for some of you guys that your life purpose is a little bit different than what you thought, a little bit different than your expectations. And so you're like, what's it called? Diverging, I think is the word, into something else. And I just noticed that we have the rabbit here again. So there's really, really strong symbolism here for you guys about fertility and abundance and things growing quickly. And then we also have a crow here. The crow, for me, it's like intelligence, problem solving, having a sharp mind. To me, crows are also about protection. I don't know if that's the actual meaning or if it's just me, but if you guys want to claim that you are protected, that you are safe, I would certainly like to give you that message. So this concludes the oracle card part of our reading. So we're going to move on to the tarot section now. And what I'll do for this part is I'm just going to lay the cards out in a row at the bottom, and we'll read them like a succession of events from now until the end of the year. I may see specific time frames for certain events, I may not, but basically the cards over here would be in the very near future, and the cards over here would be at the very end of the year. So let's take a look at what we have. The very first card is the Lovers. This is Gemini energy, just in case it's relevant to you guys. Then we have the Ace of Fire. This would be the Ace of Wands. The Knight of Air. This would be the Knight of Swords. The Two of Earth, or the Two of Pentacles. And finally, the Knight of Earth, or the Knight of Pentacles. So in addition to Gemini energy, we also have Earth sign energy here. This could be your energy, the energy of somebody significant, somebody you look up to. It definitely doesn't have to be, but you're free to take that as confirmation. Oh, and then we also have another air sign energy here. All right, so let's go through these one at a time, starting over here with the Lovers. And I want to read the message on this card. It says, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, good health. And I'm thinking back to that message of you guys eliminating negativity from your life and eliminating negative influences. The Lovers is about our relationships in general. It can be romantic, it can be friendships, it can be work relationships. And there's an emphasis here on weighing your decisions, clearing away negativity so that you can be healthier. So I'm thinking that you guys, group 4, there may be some toxicity around you. Maybe some of you guys are in, or you have been in, a toxic workplace where the people around you were not supportive at all. Maybe they didn't treat you or value you the way you deserved. Or maybe you were just around some unmotivated or pessimistic people. Maybe there were coworkers who were like gossiping and talking crap a lot, and just being around that negative energy was not good for your soul. It could be something like that, or it could be something in your personal life as well. For example, somebody who doesn't believe in you, somebody who's not trying to understand your life purpose, even trying to bring you down. Or again, just more negative people in general, pessimistic people in general. There could be some people around you who they don't want you to succeed unless it's in the way they envision you succeeding, or unless you stay below them or behind them. Just that kind of people. I think you guys know what I mean. Sometimes I get carried away with the examples, but I want to make sure that I account for as many scenarios as possible. Anyway, I think you guys get the picture. It's like weighing the energy that is around you, the people who are around you, and what kind of influence they might be directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously giving to you. And there may be some cords that need to be cut for you guys. There may be some communication that needs to be cut off, moving on from a toxic environment, and so that you can surround yourself with truly good, healthy, positive people. I feel like what you guys really need is just a loving and supportive environment. You need uplifting, positive people around you. This can make all the difference. There's something about this card, well, I know what it is. It's the two people coming together that reminds me of the Two of Cups in tarot, which is all about relationships and partnerships. And I think for you guys, the people you have around you makes all the difference. I don't know if this is true, but there's that saying, like, you will become, like, the 5 people that you hang around with the most, you will become like them, or they're like a representation of who you are. There's some saying like that, and I think there is some truth to it, that we become like the people we hang around the most. So make sure that you guys are around high level people, or people that you want to be like, people you aspire to be like. This is like huge. This is paramount for you guys, your relationships and your connections. It's going to make a huge difference in your mental health, how you perceive yourself and how you believe in yourself. I know in the spiritual community we talk a lot about, like, confidence comes from within and self-love comes from within, but if it's not nurtured from the outside as well, it's really, really hard to cultivate it on your own, I think. And it's kind of disingenuous to diminish the importance of external support and external validation. And I think this is what you guys need. This is really important for you. So we're doing, by the end of this year, your guides want you to do like an honest assessment of the energy around you, of who and what is hanging around you, and maybe do a little bit of a detox. And this can also be parasocial, I think is the word, parasocial connections, meaning you don't even necessarily have to know these people in person. It could be some like public figure that you follow, or you know, that friend of a friend who you met once but you still have them on Facebook, or whatever it is. The messages, the opinions, the views that you are consuming from day to day, do like a deep cleanse of them, because we only want motivated and positive energy around us. So anyway, that's what this Lover's card is talking about. Then the next card that we have is the Ace of Fire, and I want to read this one as well. It says, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. What an amazing card to get in a career reading. What an amazing card to get in any reading. The Ace of Wands is so exciting. Okay, so very straightforward, as this card says, there is a new opportunity coming to you guys, and notice how it's coming right after we cleanse our energy and make an active effort to surround ourselves with positivity, walk away from the things we need to walk away from. Boom, that's when this new opportunity is coming. All aces in tarot would represent a new beginning. But the new beginning of the Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Fire, it's so exciting. It literally lights a fire in your heart where you are filled with passion, you are filled with energy. This card is such a blessing for people who have been feeling sluggish, tired, unmotivated, lethargic, in a rut, sad. This card comes and breathes life back into you. So this is what is coming for you guys, a new fresh burst of inspiration. You're advancing, you're moving towards your life purpose, and your life is really changing. There's some major changes for the better happening for you guys by the end of this year. And in fact, you know, this is more on this side of the row, so it could be happening quite soon, in the near future. So there's a new career opportunity coming here. And then we have the Knight of Air, or the Knight of Swords. This one says events that occur with great speed. So that's that rabbit energy that we were seeing before confirmed here. Once your opportunity comes, things are going to take off very, very quickly. Take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. This is so cool. So on this card, there's the rabbit, and I feel like the rabbit accounts for events that occur with great speed. And then we have the crow, and I feel like that accounts for like reviewing your options and the creative solutions, because the crow is the symbol of intelligence and problem solving, resourcefulness. So I feel like both the energy of the rabbit and the crow are so beautifully wrapped up into this Knight of Swords card. It's like things are moving fast, so we got to start weighing our options and thinking about what we want to do. And then we have the Two of Earth, or the Two of Pentacles, which is next to this, that says too much going on at once, the need to make a decision. So if I keep in mind the message that we had here about you guys trying out many different things and having many different roles, it feels like something is picking up and like expanding very, very quickly, to the point where you cannot keep going with the same workload as before, and you kind of have to drop something and focus on one thing. Because the Two of Pentacles is somebody juggling, somebody multitasking and doing many things. So if I can give an example, you're working one job and then you're working on something else on the side, which is like your, I don't know, your creative project or your own business or a second job, whatever it might be. And then that second job starts to gain traction, starts to expand very, very, very quickly. And then you have to think like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? And then you have to choose to drop one and keep going with the other one, because you just can't do both anymore. For those of you who are independent, who are going to have your own business or do something on your own, it could be that you reach a level of success or in demandness that you can't do everything on your own anymore. I think I often give the example of a YouTuber just because it's like what I'm familiar with, but you know, a typical independent YouTuber, they might write the script for their videos, film the video, edit the video, you know, write the caption and everything, respond to business inquiries, run the Patreon, whatever it is. Like they might have many, many different things going on, wearing many different hats. But then when they start to gain a big level of popularity, they can't do everything on their own anymore. And so they have to delegate the roles to other people. So this might be what the Two of Earth is talking about as well. This Two of Earth is urging you guys to like lighten your load, to take some of it off yourself, whether that's like dropping a job or a certain project or giving the role to somebody else, because it will reach a level where you're not able to do everything on your own. And the card says consider a more playful approach. So when it comes to choosing what you want to stay doing, maybe choose the one that is the most fun for you, that is the most enjoyable for you. And then finally, we have the Knight of Earth, or the Knight of Pentacles. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. Aww. And we're coming back with that message of protection, because I feel with crows, it's like you're being watched over, you're being protected. And with this message of the guardian angel, I definitely think that that is being confirmed to you guys. And I really like the transition here, because it's like with the Knight of Air, things are going so freaking fast. Things are growing so fast. And that's amazing, right? Because the abundance is just flowing in. But it's like you barely have time to think, or you have to run around doing all these things. Then with the Two of Earth, when you lighten your load, when you maybe have other people coming in to help you, then you can slow down and be this Knight of Earth and really focus on the things you want to focus on. Like this says, this is like buckling down, focusing on one thing and getting it done. So this is you guys being able to slow down and enjoy your craft, enjoy your work. And I think at the end of this year, this is going to be a time where you feel very focused, very productive. Things have slowed down, but it's good. It feels like you guys are ooh, like you're slipping up and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Everything's growing so fast. And then finally things like, how can I say? It's not like they slow down as in you're losing traction. It's like you figured out a way to manage it better so that you can live a slow lifestyle, if that makes sense. You figured out how to manage the workload so that it's not like hurtling at you a million miles an hour. Yes? So I have to say for this group, really, I do think that the worst is behind you. This Lovers situation here of cutting off negative cords, that could be a little bit tough, a little bit scary, but it's all beautiful, smooth sailing from there. I'm really, really excited for you guys to find your calling and to figure out the role that makes you the happiest, to protect your energy, to surround yourself with only positivity like you deserve. Woo, okay, so just before we finish the reading, I'm going to take some tea leaf oracle cards and we'll see if there are any other messages. Well, no, we'll see what the other messages are that your spirit guides want you to know about your career and finances for the rest of this year. From now until the end of 2021. First, we have Quill, get back to the basics. Simplify your life, declutter your life, get back to what really matters, which is honoring yourself, enjoying yourself, taking care of yourself. With this quill, some of you guys might get into writing. It could be creative writing, it could be journaling, scripting for manifestation or for healing. It could be automatic writing to channel messages from your guides. Or writing could be related to your career. Ooh, fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. I'm definitely gonna say this is passionate love that is coming up with the Ace of Fire. This is the fire that is being ignited in your heart. Let's get one more. What else do your guides want you to know about career and finances for the rest of the year? Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. I'm also thinking of the like slow and steady wins the race. Maybe some of you guys have felt like you are behind schedule or you are a late bloomer compared to your peers, or just when you look around in the world, you feel like you're not where you should be. But you guys are going to catch up tremendously. You're gonna get ahead. You're gonna get to where you need to be. Your moment is coming, okay? And late bloomer doesn't mean that you are inferior. It doesn't even mean that you're late, even though there's the word late in it. Late for what? Your schedule is perfect. Your journey is perfect. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge your journey. It is perfect. And I really want to encourage you guys, like anything that has bothered you, upset you, disappointed you, discouraged you from your journey up until now, see if you can't spin it in a positive way. Like why this actually turned out for the best, why this is actually a blessing. Even if it's like you're using your wildest imagination, just try. Because like I said, I feel like there's more truth to that positively flipped narrative than you guys realize. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you, so I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.